What are some of the do's and don'ts if you're a manager? Think about conflict.
Yeah.
And then also do's and don'ts from the Gen Z's perspective. What can they do? Can they read before they join a company? Can they talk more to our colleagues or whatnot, right? So let's talk manager. What can they do, not do, one or two things? And similarly for the Gen Z.
Sure. I will combine the two. I'll say
Sure.
my recommendation will be probably similar for both. And I think I'm drawn towards this Thomas Gilman model of conflict management. I really like it a lot because it helps you understand that a lot of times we prioritize our own needs and then we enter a domain of compete. Sometimes we give away our needs, our priorities, and then we become very accommodating to the other side. Sometimes we believe in compromise. We believe in give and take. But as per this model, the best approach would be called collaborating, which means I assert my needs. At the same time, I value other people's needs as much as I value my own needs. And that can lead to a win-win. So I think the mindset has to be one of expanding the pie. If you go to a restaurant, let's say you order a dish, let's say order a cake. And if there are 15 people jumping to grab a share of the cake, the mindset is, how can I grab a larger share? Because if I don't, then some days we'll have a larger share, have a smaller shares. So that's a fixed pie mindset. What if, on the other hand, let's say you've gone for a buffet and there's plenty of food. So everyone can have to the heart's content. So why can't we imagine life not as a small cake and people jumping on it, but as a buffet where food is unlimited and everyone can have their fill? So I would say that the first thing that everyone should do is come out of this mindset of I win, you lose, or you win, I lose. So either competing or too much of accommodation, or even avoidance, or even compromise. I would say compromise should be the second option. The first option should be, how can I expand the pie? How can I create a win-win outcome for both? I think that is one. The second thing I would say is that before you try to explain your perspective to the other person, listen to their perspective with an open mind, with curiosity, with humility, with open-mindedness. Understand with the intent to understand, not with the intent to respond. So once you say, we have a conflict, but I want to understand your perspective first. So the person suddenly gets disarmed because he or she didn't expect that to happen. That person would have thought that, oh, this person will pull rank on me, will tell me, let me first tell you my perspective, because you are anyway kalka bacha, you are just a junior guy with no experience. So this bias that managers have, the kalka bacha bias, that what do you know? What can you tell me? I think that also plays a part. And a lot of times people will land up speaking more than they will listen. And I would say, reverse the equation. I would say Pareto's principle inverted. Instead of 80-20, 20-80. If you listen more than you speak to your team members, to anybody, I'm saying if I have a conflict with anybody, be my junior or senior, doesn't matter, or peer, doesn't matter, as long as my intent is to listen more, to understand them honestly, with an open mind, understand their perspective. Why do they think the way they think? Because very often what happens, we start doubting other people's intent. That is the stupid thing we do. We should not doubt. I'm not saying that every intent is noble, but at least for 99% of the cases, people's intents are in the right place. So why do I doubt anybody's intent? I should say, they think this way. There must be a reason behind it. Let me probe that reason. Let me tease it out. And that can only happen if I probe, if I ask questions, if I listen properly. I think that will be my common advice to both people, that please don't hurry into explaining your perspective. First, understand other people's perspective, why they think the way they think, why they behave the way they behave, what are the underlying beliefs, underlying assumptions, underlying sometimes misremembrance of facts. I may not remember my facts, I may misremember them. So everything will come out. My assumptions, my beliefs, my biases, my misremembrance of facts, everything will come out. My needs will come out, and that will help the other person understand the perspective of the counterparty. And I think that is one. The second thing is, please work on a win-win mindset, in the collaborating mindset, and not in the competing or the accommodating mindset.